All right, Coach. First week of school. What's the energy like around the locker room, around the pitch with the girls?
Pretty good. I think everyone's excited not only to get on the field, but to get back into the swing of things. First week of school brings a really fun and really a goofy kind of energy. And so it's good to see that side of the players, and it's always a great reminder that they're students and they have other stressors and they have other things going on in their life. And so yeah, I think they're really excited not only for the games, but just to get back into the routine and kind of getting back to the classroom and work towards that degree.
And just before first day of school, you had scrimmages, green and golds. Talk to me a little bit what you took away from that in terms of their preparation and where they're at the start of the season.
Well, our only other benchmark was Northwood, and to go from our performance at Northwood to that, it's pretty exciting. So I thought the energy and the execution was at a much higher rate from the green and gold than it was at Northwood. I mean, I don't have many positives to say about the Northwood game. So I'll just leave that at that, and I think what we're doing is we're turning the page and we're looking towards the future and just trying to prepare for this weekend. Overall, really exciting and fun time, and it was really cool to see how energetic and how much the green and gold scrimmage has evolved over the last couple of years into something really competitive and something that the players really look forward to each and every year.
Coming up this weekend, two non-conference teams. They both finished relatively similarly in the conference. What are you looking for in preparation? What are you expecting out of this weekend?
First weekend, no matter who you're playing, everybody still has belief. Everyone still has hope. You know what I mean? Nobody's getting ready to say, hey, our season's over. No one's getting ready to lay down. So we fully anticipate really two tough matches. And when you look at the last couple of years, at St. Cloud in particular last year, it was tough. I mean, we were fortunate in some moments to get out of there with a win. And I think if I'm them, I'm not forgetting that moment. And I think they're going to be coming in with a significant chip on their shoulder, and they're going to have something to prove. But even before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we got to take care of business at Duluth. With Duluth, and they're extremely well coached. They're returning some of their best players, and so we fully anticipate them to be ready for the challenge. I think we're 5-16 all time against Duluth, so we want to keep edging that a little bit closer in our favor. But the reality is they're a quality opponent, and so if we're not able to execute on all phases of the game, it could be very much a struggle for us. So we just got to be prepared in a lot of areas and continue to make improvements this weekend.
Well, Coach, it's the beginning of the season, so there's pressure, and there's always pressure. But to open at home, does that give a little bit of relief to know that, hey, you're going to be playing on your turf and you're familiar with it, and it's going to be in front of your home fans and things like that?
Yeah, I believe so. I think from a player standpoint, especially, if you would ask me it last year and we were able to get 2 wins on the road and then go back home, I would say, hey, I prefer that. So it kind of just depends on how you do on the road. But I always tell our players if you take care of the ones at home, the road has a little bit less pressure. All right, and if you're able to do that, you don't feel like you have to absolutely always get a result on the road. And I think that's important when you're able to win the game that you should at home. Then the road feels a little bit less pressure. I think that's important that we're able to take care of the ones this weekend, because the next weekend is a challenging road trip, and it's a far road trip, and it's one that we've done in other places for that distance. But anytime you go that far, it comes with its own challenges, its own distractions, and the road is where character is built. And so, even before we can get too far into that, we're definitely just hoping to take care of the ones at home first, and hopefully build some confidence heading into the following weekend with Lewis and Springfield.
Coach, how would you describe this team's identity?
It's a really good question. I think we're still trying to figure that out. I think it's early, and with some of the different pieces that we've had to incorporate, we're still trying to figure out who we are as a team. And I think this weekend will be really telling about which direction that we can head to, and how we handle some adversity, and how we're able to manage some emotions, and are we able to incorporate and implement some of the things that we've been working on in practice. Each and every year is a little bit different, and every time a coach tries to plan out your starting 11 in the spring, things change, and that's no different from each and every year. And so what we're trying to do is figure out the best system, the best brand of soccer for this group, and to see what moments they can be successful in, and just to identify some of our weaknesses, and then hopefully apply that before conference comes around.